Hello and welcome to today's edition of Sports Clinic on Unilag TV. My name is Victor Adeomi. I'm joined by Ayo Oloide and Shion Ayudagba to discuss issues in the world of sports. Today our focus will be on Chelsea's latest deal in the transfer market. However, let's start the show talking Roger Federer. The Swiss master, as is fondly known, recently won his 8th Wimbledon title and 19th Grand Slam. Is he the greatest tennis player of all time? What's your opinion, guys? First, I'll say welcome to the show.
Yeah, good to be back.
It's always a great pleasure to be back on Sports Clinic after some long hiatus.
Yeah,
Sabbatical.
right. Okay, quickly to Roger Federer. He won his 19th Grand Slam title.
Yeah.
The question is he the greatest of all time? Let me start with you, Shem.
It will be foolhardy of anybody to say, is he the greatest of all time? There is no contest. I think what you should be talking about is, among other sportsmen
Yes.
who have been successful in their various spheres, where does he rank? We talk about the Schumachers of this world, the Usain Bolt, the Lionel Messi, the Michael Jordan, and all the great stars that we know. But for tennis, nobody comes close. If you have won 19 Grand Slam titles and you have won 8, and this one was even remarkable, he went unbeaten. I mean, he didn't even drop a single set.
Yes.
So that shows that the man is doing what nobody ever thought. And for anybody who is looking at you to say it's all over for you, go and retire, go and do this, there's nothing. God always has a way of telling everybody to shut up.
Yeah.
Because this was one man who last won his last Grand Slam in 2012, and he had to look for until he won again in Australian Open by beating Rafael Nadal.
Yes.
Won Miami Masters, won Indian Wells, took a break from French Open because he knew his body could not cope with the rigor of moving from clay to grass that a certain Rafael Nadal has always complained about, and came back unscattered, came back untouched, and he was playing the aesthetics of tennis. For Sir Roger Federer, I put that Sir from my own angle, for me, is the greatest. Nobody comes close.
Let me come to you, Ayo. At the age of 35, winning 36,
yeah.
right? Now, winning a Grand Slam is like, because looking at his competitors, we're looking at, of course, at the beginning of Wimbledon, we're looking at final of Roger Federer, maybe, and Wimbledon, and Rafael Nadal, or other great stars, but none of them got close to playing in the final.
I think the key for Federer in this tournament was that he took a break before the tournament. You know, everybody thought Nadal was going to give it a fight because he was a fun player before the Wimbledon, but. I mean, you just have to enjoy Roger Federer. I mean, it's sad that very soon, whether we like it or not, we're not going to see him again. He does it with ease. He's the only player that plays more with technique than power. And we knew the moment Stan Wawrinka, Rafael Nadal, Djokovic, and Murray were knocked out, we knew it was all Federer's title to win. I mean, Marian Cilic, he started out brightly, but once Federer got into his game, once he took charge of the game, there was nothing stopping Federer.
So will you say the involvement of these guys, the Djokovic, Murray, Nadal?
No, I think the final would have been tougher.
French Open. Would you say that's?
No, that's not a factor. Federer, the first Grand Slam of the year, Federer won. He defeated Nadal. Came back from 2 sets down to defeat Nadal. That was the first time that was happening against a very, very powerful Nadal. He won the Indian Wells. So he started this year out.
And Nadal,
he started the year.
Bad on grass, is he?
It's not bad, but he's dominant on clay.
Favorite surface.
Nobody loses Nadal on clay.
And he always complain about that switch, because once you play the French Open,
yes,
to go to Wimbledon, you have some 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so that 3 weeks is
Your
too
body,
soon for somebody to switch from clay, which is a slower surface, than grass, which is a faster surface. And we must also include that he's the oldest man
to
win SW19. Absolutely.
Does that also not question Nadal's ability? I mean, I've always asked, is won how many Grand Slams now? 80% of his Grand Slams are on clay. Yeah. So it shows. I mean, Federer has won French Open. He has scattered it around. But Nadal has been more of a clay player. For me, it doesn't really show his ability. I would say a Djokovic, for instance, would end his career being rated.
Giving you credit for being a specialist.
You see, why I would not want to accept with you is. Yeah. You know, in Nigeria, we are very known to be jack of all trade, master of none.
But if tennis, as a tennis player, that's why
I know there are different surfaces. But overseas, there is what we call specialization, which is different from generalization. Yeah. In Nigeria, we generalize. At the end of the day, you find them in limbo. But over there, they specialize and they master it. He has mastered that act of playing on clay. No so let's not take anything away from him. That he have won 15 Grand Slam, is tremendous.
We just have to give credit to Rafael Nadal.
Yeah, we give credit to Nadal.
Roger Federer. Let's quickly move to another game that is played on grass. The US Golf Open. You brought up this idea.
Yeah.
The US Golf Open. What's the big deal about it?
It's very massive.
Yeah.
It's the US Open, and what they are fighting for is what we call the claret jug. It's just like in cricket when we talk about the Ashes. The Ashes is a battle between England and Australia. They go to England, they go to Australia. It's the most celebrated international cricket rivalry that dates back to 1884. And if you see the cup that they are fighting for, is the smallest cup in the world, but their rivalry is intense. The same as this birthday Open.
Is it the same trophy as where they give the green jacket?
No, that's a
Masters.
That's a Masters. It's also very big. But this one is the 146th edition of the US Open. It's called the Claret Jug. It's taking place in Birkdale. I listened to so many golf greats. They said a lot of things. I listened to Tiger Woods. I listened to all of them, John Borg and all. And one of them actually said, if I'm to choose between the Claret Jug and my wife, I pick the Claret Jug.
His wife will not be happy to hear that.
It shows how prestigious that is to them. We went to see who wins it, but one player.
When does it start?
It started.
Oh, it
started. So we wait to see who wins it at the end of the day. But one thing is very, very sure: whoever wins it will know have won something very, very huge.
All right. We're switching straight to the NPFL.
Before we go to NPFL, some quick things happening. We know Anthony Joshua defeated Vladimir Klitschko. We are still waiting for the decision of Klitschko to see whether he's going to go for a rematch. But what Anthony Joshua said that struck everybody. Remember, prior to the fight, said Nigeria toughened him. Coming to Bodnas, he said the Ijagboro in him, using that local balance, ensure that he won that bout. Remember, in the 6th round, Dr. Stillerman gave him one punch that he had to take the 8th count. But he said he respects Klitschko. He says he wants to come back, no problem. If he doesn't want to come back, no problem. But there's a Kubra Pulev somewhere who is the mandatory challenger. There is Deontay Wilder. There is Joseph Parker. There is Tyson Fury. We are still expecting all of these guys to come out.
Will all of this happen this year? We have just about 5 months to the end of the year.
If there's anything going to happen, it might just be that rematch against Klitschko or that mandatory challenger against
the venue
Kubra
also
Pulev.
is key.
Leave that venue. All those people are talking about Nigeria.
Exactly.
Leave that in. At the end,
I doubt Klitschko wants to come all the way to Nigeria to come and
he said he's not in Europe. He's not even fight.
At
the end, he's a promoter that lost money. Remember, the last one was fought in Wembley, over 9,000 people. So we are waiting to see that. The small matter of Conor McGregor and Mayweather Jr. Hey, like the video said, I want to Mofelo be that in you. It's very huge. Do you know that Geoffon and Manny Pacquiao fought? Their money was a small money. This is an improper boxing bout. Even as I talk to you, August 26th is where they are going to fight that bout at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. After which you are going to see another big bout on September 14th. September 16th, I beg your pardon. That was that's the fight between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Triple G, Ghana the Golovkin. That's a proper boxing bout. But this is an improper boxing bout. Victor, ask me how much they are going to be making.
So they are making more money than people that have actually fighting.
I'm telling you,
that's what I mean whether I score the money.
For a Davido that said 30 billion for the account. Now for Mayweather Jr., it's going to be earning $32 billion one night in conversion naira. $100 million. While for Conor McGregor, who is a mixed martial artist, he will be earning $75 million.
Regardless of the outcome of the fight,
yes,
the prices are fixed.
That's 24 billion.
Wow.
Now, Mayweather, I'm using Unilag TV to challenge you. Come and fight me. Just give me one punch. I'll survive.
All right, let's quickly switch to the NPFL. We know that Plateau United are still top of the league. The latest result I checked, despite they lost away to Niger Tornadoes 1-0 after 29 games, they are still 2 points ahead of
We have played with 30.
Okay, they played with 30.
We have played with 30.
Okay, they are now 5 points ahead.
They are 5 points ahead of MFM. The MFM game against Rangers actually rescheduled because of torrential rain, but it was concluded, and at the end of the day, Rangers beat MFM 2-0. So they opened a 5-point lead. Plateau United defeated Ifeanyi by 1-0. That penalty, like I always said, if you don't get to see games on TV, second half of the season, Arun Mushanka will always happen. It was a manufactured penalty. The same thing that happened to Plateau United away when they played against Tornadoes, where they manufacture penalty for Tornadoes. So it's just like you manufacture your own when you're at home. When you
come to my own,
I manufacture my own. You don't have to compare. So at the end of the day, it does not leave us in that state that we want. Katsina United also defeated Kano Pillars by a long goal.
There was a disturbing picture I saw on social media a few minutes back. Nigerian Female League, Nembe Stars or something. A female, I mean the fans of Nembe Stars, I think they are based in Bayelsa.
Yeah.
They gathered the players of the opposing team and they beat them up. I mean they were bruises and all. It was all over. So what do you think the MPFL or NFL rather should do to?
That's the Nigerian.
I think it's even a CAF problem.
Nigerian Women's Premier League. Let me tell you something. Like I always said, my colleagues always attack me. Nigerian Professional Football League is what they call it, but I will not call it a professional league because underline that word professionalism. It means only God can attain perfection. Even the angels cannot attain perfection. It can be near perfect. So nobody can attain perfection. What I'm trying to say in essence is that if you call it a professional league, it must be run in a professional way.
Yeah.
Players want to go and play games. They are eating mango before a game. They don't do well. You said you are slashing their salary to half. Where is that done in the world? And then
there's no security.
There's no security. You know, all those things. And to show you that there is a big disrespect for female folks, which gets me upset. Now, CAF are meeting in Morocco, Marrakesh, and they are saying subsequently the winner of the African Women Championship will get $250,000. The winner of the Nations Cup for men will get $16 million.
Wow.
Why do you disrespect women? Is that not the reason?
Amajima
Clinik and his people went to go and use a Gbogboro car that they use in picking rice and all those things and cow to lift our women who have the most successful in the whole of Africa. Compared to the Super Eagles who have won 3, they've won 9. We need to take a strong, so other thing that I is talking about is not stranger to me. I'm just talking about the league, but one game that also caught my fancy was Remo Stars against Shooting Stars, Battle of the Stars. But at the end of the day, the two stars could not dim each other and no stars could shine. It was also the battle of the two Fatai, Fatai Amou and Fatai Osho. But at the end of the day, no victor, no vanquish. Eimba also won, but as it stands, Plateau United are looking like they're going to win the league.
Okay, let's quickly move on before we take a break. Genetroa, I heard the story this morning. It says he wants a foreign goalkeeper.
It's not the one. It's your Amajima Clinik.
Okay.
It's what we call misplaced priority.
A foreign goalkeeper trainer for the Super
Eagles. It's a misplaced priority. Well, in a country that has produced great goalkeepers, you have Ikeshorumu, you have Peter Rufai, you have Aloy Agu. And they are attributing it to the loss against South Africa.
Most of our goalkeepers play their trade.
Was that the goalkeeper?
Yes, you might say. It was a holistic.
It was a terrible performance
from your team. But
when your goalkeeper does not give you confidence at the back,
I understand.
But that's not enough reason to say you want. I mean, they just want to waste taxpayers' money.
Have you consulted Ganarua to ratify that he really wants this goalkeeper trainer that you're talking about? And he said you want to get him on a interim basis. Why are you wasting taxpayers' money? If you people cannot sit down to think about better things, see, in all fairness, no disrespect to Amajima Clinik, what he has done, that he has achieved, is to back Ahmad Ahmad to become CAF president. At home, I don't see what Clinik has done. We didn't go for under 20, we didn't go for under 17, and that should be the bane for development of football in this country. But you are talking about inviting a foreign goalkeeper to come and do what? Did Betty Vogt not bring a foreign goalkeeper?
Yeah.
What happened at the end of the day?
That said the Yama.
What
was his name? Ejide was
better. So all these things for me, let's not. And all these things we are going to go and talk to one person. At the end of the day, it brings down the confidence of those goalkeepers. Just in case Kanwanko, who wants to speak with the Yama, fails in trying to lure him back to the national team. What happens? We revert to our vomit.
Okay. It's time for a quick break. When we come back from this break, Sheon Ajidegba will be leaving us.
Yes, I need to leave because I'm sure AY is going to do a job on a small boy who's coming on set.
We have a new guest that's going to come and take on.
He's a family member. So don't use that word take on.
Okay.
He's coming to come and try his best.
All right. Okay. Okay, when we come back from this break, we'll go straight to the main
when he
talking
comes, he can
point.
also talk back at me. But
he's coming to fight a lost battle.
Yes, it's a lost battle.
All right, okay. When we come back from this break,
you know, he's coming to come and talk about
Chelsea's
Morata.
move.
That's my boy that torture striker that they wasted 70 million pounds.
No, you're not going to be here, so you don't have to. You don't have to start.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
All right, we'll be back after this break. Glad to have you back. It's still Sports Clinic on Unilag TV. And as I said, a new guest is joining us, Mike James Igiri. Welcome to the show. He's making his debut on the show. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Thank you very much, Victor.
All right. AY, you have a new opponent today. So hope you are ready for him.
Always ready.
All right.
Always guiding.
Okay, let's quickly get into it. It's 20 days since the official opening of the transfer window, and clubs around Europe have been predictably very active. However, if I've been following information around the Premier League, you will have noticed that Manchester United signed Lukaku, and most recently, Chelsea and Real Madrid got into a deal for Alvaro Morata. Now, the question is Morata an upgrade or a downgrade on Diego Costa? Now, you should know that from last season, Diego Costa and Antonio Conte have not been having good relationship. Alvaro Morata is back. He's now in Chelsea. Diego Costa is going out. So I'm going to ask them. AY is obviously you're a Man United fan, and of course you're going to be taking.
This is not about being a Man United fan. It's about common sense.
It's a fact, Abby. Yeah. Okay, and our guest James Michael Igiri is going to be, of course, a Chelsea fan. So we open the floor. Let me give him the privilege to open this argument.
Yeah.
Okay, the first thing I'd like to say is that the fact that Morata is coming in is an exciting news to me. Because a couple of days back, before this the information was made open, I'd been very much worried about our prospect in going into the new season, especially because of the altercation between the coach, Antonio Conte, and then our starman striker Diego Costa. Mm-hmm. But I'm happy. I just must say I'm elated at this point. Yeah.
Why?
Because, like your opener said, it is for me not just the fact that we found a perfect replacement for Diego Costa.
Perfect replacement.
Yes, that is what it is for me.
I'm sure that
that is what it is for me.
I'm sure that
he has said it. I think he has shot himself already. He said they've gotten Antonio Conte had a problem with their star man Costa.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you replace a star man with a striker that is unproven? I know he's going to come up with he has won the Champions League, he has won the league title. What was his roles in those conquests for Madrid? You're going to look at Morata's stats.
Yes.
40 goals for a striker. He has only scored 40 league goals in his career. You're bringing him to replace a Costa that has won you 2 titles. Yeah, he went on a drought last season, but he came up with important goals during the business end of the season. You can remember the game against, I think, West Brom against Southampton. He came up big for them. Costa might not be the most behaved footballer, but he's a player you want to have on your side rather than against you. Costa brings fear to defenders. You know, his his antecedent, his countenance during games. He gives he puts fear in defenders, but you're bringing in a baby boy looking Alvaro Morata, a Morata that cannot even bench an out of color Benzema, a third striker in Madrid. You're bringing him to replace Diego Costa, and you're telling me he's a perfect replacement. I think let's not deceive ourselves here. Chelsea, they are going to struggle next season. They are going to miss Diego Costa. You argue that Diego Costa was poor, blah blah, towards the end of the season. But look at his performance at the final of the FA Cup. He was Chelsea's player of the game. Okay. And Antonio Conte shamelessly brought him up.
Well, number one, first of all, I'd like to say that I'm not one of those Chelsea fans who's much big on arguing blindly, like I'd rightly say, because I'm not one of those who would come out here and pontificate about Costa's way of life and his style of play on and off the pitch. You get. It was highly instrumental to our victories, yes, and the league win and every other success we've achieved in the last 2-3 seasons. But like he rightly pointed out, and I want us to say one or two things about that. Costa is a very big player. He has a way of instilling fear on the side of opponents and then confidence on the side of. But he's also very volatile. Then you come up with the argument
he was volatile
you come up with the argument of Morata being a third man on a pegging order in Madrid. It's Madrid we're talking about, for goodness sake. In Madrid that has a Cristiano Ronaldo and a Karim Benzema. Hold on.
Say Benzema, not Ronaldo.
And then it's so easy for you to say this, because at the end of the day, I'm going to look at the time played per goal ratio.
Yeah.
That's the angle I would prefer to look at.
He's made 67 appearances for Real Madrid. He's got 52 goals. So
he played in easy games.
And I'm
easy
sure
games.
there are no easy
Wait
games.
now,
Exactly.
in all of those goals, did he ever score against the likes of Barcelona, Atletico Madrid?
Hold on. There are no easy games.
In La Liga,
An easy game for me would be when you are doing your play, maybe not even the playoffs, when you're having your preseason. That's when, for me,
these
you can
were
have
games where Asensio was bossing.
Hold on.
Are you telling me Morata was scoring against the likes of Granada and Levante?
That's a slight on Morata. Give it to that young man. The young man is 24 years.
Okay.
I've not said Morata is a bad player. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying he is not a perfect replacement for a winner.
The question is, how would you know?
We are arguing based on what we know now.
How would you know?
This is a look.
How would you know?
You're bringing in a season. You're saying a season striker.
Yes.
For a rookie. Whether you like it or not, Alvaro Morata is a rookie.
24 years. He's a rookie.
Is he by the age? Is he by the age? Has he ever top strike for any big team? In Juve, he played second fiddle to the likes of Llorente and Tevez. Yes? In Madrid, he was not a starter. So what do you mean by his 24 years? Pogba is 24. Pogba is 24, but he's a big man.
Let me come from this
perspective. No, don't even mention Pogba.
Why? Why shouldn't I mention Pogba? Why shouldn't I mention Pogba?
No,
at 22. At 22,
Pogba as useless is.
Hold on.
Don't go into
why is useless? Because you don't have an idea. You don't have an idea. How would you call Pogba useless? When you say Morata is 24 and is useless, at 22, Pogba was FIFA Pro 11.
Hold on, I agree.
Pogba has won more titles than Chelsea.
Hold on.
You're telling me Pogba is useless?
Let me come from this perspective.
Yes.
Diego Costa's issue with Conte.
Yes.
What doesn't it say something about Conte's man management? Because if he's your star player, for instance, imagine, okay, say the biggest player, say Pogba and Jose Mourinho having issues. Don't you think that would it get to this?
Okay, wait, hold on. I think that was for me.
For you to drive your star player out.
I think that's for me.
Everything is fine.
Let me put this straight.
Yes.
If as an individual, I relate to you, and for one reason or the other, we have our falling apart. It is understandable, right? But when it becomes a one-time, a two-time, a three-time thing, it becomes one time too many, right? Good. Diego Costa's altercation with Conte did not start with the man Conte. Even when I think he was even instrumental to the exit of Mourinho. You get? So it means this young man, his style of play, admittedly, like I said before, he's able to register his presence on the pitch. But off the pitch,
yes. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Now, according to WhoScored.com, one of the weaknesses of Alvaro Morata is his discipline, and Costa, admittedly, has the same issue. So, you are not exactly replacing like for like, but then you are having the same issues that both players have. How do you say?
Does Morata, have you ever in the last couple of years that you've known Morata, based on the stats you've given out, have you ever had a situation where he's had the kind of arguments that Costa usually, or the kind of indolence known with Costa? For instance, Costa almost cost us the league. This last season that just ended.
Almost cost you the league.
Yes.
You won the league with how many points? Almost 10 points, right?
Yes, we won the league.
How would you even say he was your top goal scorer in the league?
Agreed.
Scored, he came up with important goals.
Costa could well easily have come out as the highest goal scorer of the league.
Yes.
If it wasn't for the fact that at one point or the other, he blatantly refused to play for and with the team.
Is that the fact?
It is.
It's not. You're assuming.
It is.
Players are allowed to go through rough patches during the season.
No. It's okay for players to go through.
Why would you? Because he wasn't scoring goals.
It wasn't about the goal scoring issue.
Because he wasn't playing well.
But when a player refuses to show up at trainings.
Well, do you have that?
I didn't hear that.
Do you have that? No. You're just making up.
It's something we should confirm. We
cannot confirm there, right?
No, maybe not right now. Maybe not right now.
Of three of us on the show, you are the only one coming up with the fact that Pogba refused. Costa refused to come. You don't have that fact. I don't have that fact.
Because as it stands, I'm the only one who's a Chelsea fan.
But we are football fans. We follow football as well.
Going into next season, going into next season.
Yes.
Chelsea are, of course, the defending champions. Do you see Alvaro Morata appropriately, say, leading Chelsea to probably another title win?
Well, it depends. See, it depends on. Morata is a good player. Like,
how do you define a good player?
He's a good player. I mean, let's not joke with. They are good. Okay, for instance, let's say Rashford is a good player, but would you mention Rashford and the likes of Aubameyang and Lewandowski in the same breath?
Okay.
No. Morata is a good player. It depends on how Conte uses him. You can bring in a Shevchenko and he comes to the Premiership and he flops.
It did happen, didn't it?
That's why I brought. Okay. So it's not about whether is a downgrade, no doubt.
A major downgrade or just a downgrade?
It's a downgrade. I don't want to use the word major. But if Conte uses him well, he can even be better than Costa. But this argument, let's not forget that this argument is based on what we have now.
Yes.
The season can start and we'll be shocked.
And based on what we have now,
yes,
I am saying is not just a good replacement for me.
You are saying you are not saying it with facts. Look at the number of goals these guys. You are saying he has not been playing games. If he were good enough, every Madrid fan, every football fan knows how bad Benzema has been in the last 2 years. Still, Morata could not displace Madrid. You are coming out with the fact that he has scored 15 goals. 15 goals in games where have you ever? In all of those 15 goals, which one of them came up against Barcelona? Which one of them came up against Atletico Madrid? Which one of them came up against Valencia? These are the real contenders in La Liga. If he was so good, do you know big games? Do you know because he wasn't good? Would you keep a good player on the bench? Would you keep a fantastic player? If he was better than Benzema, then he would be starting.
Let me ask you.
In Juve, he wasn't a starter. The likes of Llorente and Tevez were playing ahead of him.
Hold on. Now, if you remember accurately, Manchester United actually wanted Alvaro Morata ahead of Lukaku.
Maybe that's his ground.
That's something I don't agree with. I know we wanted Morata, know that about it, because Mourinho brought him to the first team. Okay. So he believes in him more than probably Lukaku. But if you say we ignore the fact that, if you say Morata was top of our priority, and we refused to pay £70 million for Morata, but we went to pay £75 million pounds, we could add on to be £90 million for a second choice rated Lukaku. Then how does that make sense? They were both targets.
It makes some sense.
It doesn't. You refuse to pay 70 million, but you're paying 90 million for a second.
You can throw into that.
There is no logic. There is no logic. Why should
it make some sense? There's a bit of
our refusal to meet up with Madrid's asking price was why they did not sell. They made us want to pay much. But if we really wanted Morata, we would pay 70 million. For crying out loud, we paid 75 million for Lukaku. And I say Morata is a better buy than Lukaku. This is a Lukaku that is the second highest scorer in the toughest league in the world.
Hold on. Okay, so your closing statement as we round up.
Well, as it stands, Morata is not a perfect replacement for Diego Costa. I mean,
so you think Chelsea will struggle next season?
On paper, yeah, they will, because you need big players in big games. You don't want players that go missing. You can come up with all the goals against the likes of Watford, but in tight games, you need those players. I've seen Costa drag Chelsea out of tight games. I'm not sure Morata can do that because he has played for Juve and for Madrid, and we haven't seen that.
What's your counter argument?
I have said over and over again, Morata is a perfect replacement for Diego Costa. And when you come and tell me about the big games, for me, like I said before, all games are big. Because look at it, the reason why a team like Arsenal has kept on playing in the Champions League and maintaining a particular spot within the league is because they take the smaller games seriously. And while you are out there battling to play Man City and the rest of them and proving a point, they're out there picking points against the one.
Big game does not mean Chelsea, playing against Chelsea. I mean tight games.
Yes.
Tight games. Can Morata bring Chelsea out of tight games? Can his individual brilliance? You are talking about games he scored against Madrid. Against Madrid were bossing 5-0, 4-0, 6-0. You are telling me he scored.
It's good to go. Mike and Ewa, thank you for your thoughts. Of course, this argument is going to go on and on and on. It doesn't end here.
I mean, it's a trending argument on social media.
Of course. As we look forward to the start of the Premier League season, we have about 22 days to the start of the Premier League season, and then we'll see if Morata is an adequate replacement for Diego Costa or not. That's all we can take on today's edition of the show. Thank you, AY, for coming on the show, and Mike as well.
Thank you.
Till we come your way next time, I am Victor Adeomi.